Do you like business sims themed in the glorious 1980s with a healthy dose of sleazy capitalism? Well then boy, have I got a game for you. Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to Rise of Industry 2. We took a look at the first game when it came out a few years ago, and as of today, the sequel is officially released. Now one thing that's interesting to note is this game is not created by the original developer of the first game. Instead, this is made by Soma Sim, the same people who made games like Project High Rise and City of Gangsters, so I do expect this to have a pretty different feel from the first game. Nonetheless, I am excited to get into it. A big thank you to the publisher Casado Games for sponsoring today's video. It's very much appreciated. If you guys like what you see as you watch this video and you'd like to learn more, there will be a link in the description down below, and I would encourage you to click on that. So what is Rise of Industry 2? Well, primarily it is a business sim that will put you in charge of a company during the competitive era of 1980s America. You'll be establishing pretty elaborate production chains, researching cutting-edge technology, and forging business relationships across the globe to make yourself a stupid amount of money. And y'all know, when I'm looking to make a stupid amount of money, there's only one man for the job. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the return of Ronald Big Money, founder and CEO of Big Money's Big Money Company. Look, he may have failed his marketing class, but he's really good at making that dough. Now we're going to jump into our campaign today, and there are a lot of different locations we can visit in the continental United States that would work just fine for this game, and each one of these locations does have a scenario as part of the broader campaign. So for example, maybe we want to go to Milwaukee. I mean, when I think of Milwaukee, I think of beer and cheese. Sounds perfect. And it looks like my mentor Frank Wilson agrees. And this guy is exactly as smarmy as you think he is. Just look at that face. Now these scenarios are great because each one of them is designed to force you to learn how to make a different production chain you haven't seen before. It's a great way to get introduced into the game, kind of take on more and more complex production chains, while simultaneously meeting the goals of your investors. And already here I have to make a choice. Do I want to take an investor who wants me to make beer the traditional old-fashioned way, barley, hops, and water? Or do we go for something cheap and fast like corn syrup and metal cans? Gross. Nah, I'm gonna go for traditional. Okay, so taking a look at all of this, what are we working with? Well, it appears we already have a water utility complex set up over here to extract some extra water out of the ground, and we have a farming complex down this way, which is producing both corn and barley. So what can we do with those products? Glad you asked. Let me introduce you to the production manual, because this is going to be your Bible for every resource in the game and how it can be used. And there are a lot of them in this game, lots of resources to be used in many, many different ways. This game is huge. And they can get pretty crazy too. If we take a look at video game consoles over here, and gosh, that just looks nostalgic, we would need some circuit boards, plastic, metal foils, wires, and silicon, all put together at a console assembly plant to make this product. But of course, each of these goods also has their own assembly requirements, and it gets more and more complex. So yeah, this game gets pretty crazy pretty quick. But beer doesn't seem all that complicated, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. There it is. To make beer, we need barley, hops, and bottles. Okay. The barley and hops seem pretty straightforward. We just farm for those. But what about the bottles? Bottles is going to require some glass or some plastic at a factory. Seems easy enough. Now, one thing you need to know about Rise of Industry 2 is this game is divided up into various different complexes. What is a complex? Well, think of it kind of like an industrial zone dedicated just for a specific production line or product. So let's say that I wanted to create a new one just to make, I don't know, let's say glass manufacturing. I could set aside this zone right here, click in this area, set down a quick headquarters, and we'd be able to start working on building up glass factories. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because looking at my various different resource deposits, I don't see any evidence that I have access to things like sand to make glass. So I can't really do anything there. I'll have to probably buy it. But I don't know anyone who can sell me any glass or someone who can sell me any raw plastic. So I'm going to have to buy the bottles directly. I do have a contact there. So instead, I'll go ahead and build up an alcohol production complex where I will be able to package up my beer into the bottles that I will eventually be buying. And within every one of these complexes, depending on which kind you have placed down, you're going to have access to a number of different buildings. In my case, though, I just want to get some of these breweries. Let's go ahead and place one of these down right over here. Now, clicking on this, we know it's going to take 4 bushels of barley, 1 bushel of hops, and 2 pallets of bottles in order to make my 6 cases of beer every day. Out of curiosity, if I were to come over here to this farming complex, what are we producing? It looks like it takes about 28 or so days in order to grow some barley, and if in season, maybe we can make about 54 bushels. And that's assuming everything is in season, so that means that I'll only be getting about maybe 2 bushels a day per barley field. So for a day, in theory, can fuel up one of these breweries without too much of an issue. Since I'm not relying on the corn, I think one thing I'm going to do is actually go in here and just delete these cornfields. Get rid of them. Double up on barley. The hops, for their part, best case scenario, gets me about 60 every 36 days. That's about 1.6 hops per day, best case scenario. And I do have 4 of these fields, so we might be able to make anywhere around 3 or 4 hops a day. That's plenty for my brewery. It's really only the barley that I think is going to mess me up. I may have gotten a little bit sidetracked with everything we're doing over here, though. We're not nearly done with this complex. Hold on, let me show you some other things. So we need a place to actually store all of our goods, obviously. So we need to get some farming silos and a method of transporting my goods back and forth. So we need a loading dock. And we'll also want a food warehouse where I can store any of the beer that I've manufactured, and another dedicated loading facility for that. Make sure everything gets properly hooked up to the roads. And then, of course, we do need to get access to power and to water. That's where I need to get myself a quick transformer and a water pipe connection as well. And there we go. Okay, we can finally unpause the game. This should be everything we need to just kind of get things started. It's going to take some time to build everything, but we do have at least a little bit of seed money that I can work with, so hopefully we have a bit of time. Now, over in my headquarters, do I have any goods already stored? No, I've got nothing whatsoever. Okay, so we're really waiting for that first harvest before I can do literally anything. Well, that's fine. Let me go ahead and start laying down some groundwork for something. We're going to need someone to sell this beer too, right? So let's go to our contracts and see if we can't find a buyer in my contacts list. Let's say that I want to sell some beer. There are 4 different contacts that I have who might be interested. Well, I suppose we can start with Hawkeye International, so I know this guy. What I'll do is go to my connections list over here and find him. There he is. And maybe invite him to a really nice lunch, just to build up some influence. The more influence I have over these guys, the better our contracts when we start negotiating. So we call this a bit of a long play. Trust me, it'll pay off. If I can get a 5% better contract deal with this guy, it will pay for itself many times over. Best lunch I ever had. I am going to need to start buying some of those bottles. That is a thing we know about too. So let's go ahead and move over here, find who is going to sell some bottles. That's going to be Eagle Holdings over here. What we could do is buy, let's say, 8 pallets every 4 days. What I really want is probably going to be 16 pallets every 4 days. That's going to cost me about $4,000 for every delivery. Well, let's go ahead and sign the contract. Looks like he does agree, okay, but because I did spend a little bit of time schmoozing this guy up, we do get a little bit of a better deal thanks to my prior relationships. See, it's paid for itself already. If we can just finish building up some of our storage facilities, I'll go ahead and start transferring what goods we have and get started on production. A trade show just appeared. You know what? Let's go ahead and send our VP of Sales. I want to see if we can find somebody who can sell me glass. Then I can start manufacturing my own bottles, and I'm not going to need that guy to sell me anything. It'll take a few days. She may not even be successful, but if we can make a contact, that's not a bad idea. Now, this production facility is just about done. We are going to need to start transferring some goods. Let's go to our deliveries and set that up real quick. I want to take, let's say, some barley, moving it from this farm all the way over here. How much a day? Let's say up to 8. I don't know that we're going to have 8 per day, but if we do, that's about all that I need to sustain myself. We'll do the same thing over here for the hops. And then we also need to add a delivery for the bottles we are importing, taking them from the headquarters, and then moving over here to alcohol production. 4 pallets per day is all we need. And then, of course, once the product is done, let's go ahead and pick up the beer, and we'll send this back to the headquarters, where I'll be able to sell it off. Up to 12 cases per day is all we should be able to produce. And now that everything's been delivered, let the brewing begin! All right, that is our first round of beer being delivered. So we already have 48 cases of beer. Yeah, it's just getting better and better as time goes on here, isn't it? As long as we have enough barley, we'll be fine. So let's think about selling that beer. And we already know who I want to sell to. Every 4 days, he wants up to 24. I should be able to produce 48 cases within 4 days. So this is at least a pretty easy contract for us to fulfill, and we'll get $10,800 at market value. Actually, he'll give me nearly $13,000. See? That extra 5% adds up. So as long as we can produce enough beer consistently to keep making these orders, we won't have any penalties, and we're going to start finally turning a profit. And there's our first round of sales. Okay, made a good chunk of money. Just got to keep myself afloat. It's kind of looking bad right now, but just give it time. We'll be fine. Ronald Big Money knows what he's doing. Or does he? We seem to be already out of barley. Uh-oh. No, it's fine. I've got enough cases to keep things going at least for a little bit, right? Wait, no, this is bad. Can I buy some barley just to kind of keep things afloat for a little bit? I'll still turn a profit, right? Probably. Yeah, let's sign some contracts and just buy some extra bushels for a while, just to keep things afloat. Once my farming operation is properly up and running, it's not going to be a problem. There we go. We've stabilized ourselves a little bit. We're going to continue producing enough to make our sales. We'll be fine for now. And here we go with our first harvest already. See, we got 42 plus barley there, another 30 or so there. We're doing fine. In fact, I even need to hire a few extra farmers to make sure that I can harvest properly before the season changes. Now you might be wondering, well, where do the workers actually come from? Let me show you a couple other things here in the UI. You'll notice up over here, we currently have 425 people employed in our factories, and there's a total of 546 apartments available for workers in the city of Milwaukee, not far away. At some point, as we continue to expand our operation, it is entirely possible that we are going to require more workers, and we'll have to work out some deals with the mayor of Milwaukee, just fund building the additional houses and apartments that will keep my factories afloat. See, that's the thing about Ronald Big Money, all right? He's very involved in his local communities. He's a bit of a philanthropist, right? I mean, sure, he's really doing it for his own personal gain, but that doesn't mean that other people can't benefit too, right? By the way, now that I'm producing enough of my own barley on top of everything we're buying, I don't see any reason why we can't just continue expanding the operation. Let's go ahead and do that. I take it back. I see the reason why we can't start. I don't have enough money. Whoops. I need cash, more investments so I can make more money. Well, tell you what, since I am producing a lot of beer pretty consistently now that I have lots of barley coming in, we can actually find another buyer for my beer. How about this lady at Minutemen Logistics? First, let me schmooze her. Oh, what a lovely lunch. Now give me more money. Oh, 25% extra money per delivery. You shouldn't have. No, but really you should. Okay, so now I've actually got a couple of different customers, and I'm going to start raking in a lot of cash. It won't look like it for a little bit, all right? Right now, our profit margins are looking kind of like they just barely break even. It's gonna work, though. I can smell the money. It's gonna work. By the way, what was our goal for our investor? Produce 700 cases of beer over 30 days, huh? That is a lot. We'll need to produce just under 24 cases of beer in order to make that work, which actually means I do need to have a total of 4 of these breweries. So I'm on the right track here. Let's accumulate a bit more cash, and then we will expand. And don't be afraid to continue schmoozing up with a few folks if you can. At some point, I can try renegotiating some of our contracts and save myself a bit of money. And here you thought that our corporate overlords were just being luxurious when they go out for $500 worth of steak. No. This is how business is done. What are some other features I haven't shown you while we wait? Well, I haven't talked about research yet. This is something where we are generating some science points per day, and I can spend those to unlock new industries and technologies. So, for example, I could get some agricultural processing, vegetable oil, flour, corn syrup, and so on. Generally speaking, of course, what you really want to do is find the technologies that are very relevant for your existing products. Or ways to improve your logistics, such as conveyor belts or rail construction, or open up some new utilities. Maybe I want to build my own power plant so I don't have to keep relying on Milwaukee. I mean, good God, eventually you can even get things like nuclear power. That would be fun. Let's go ahead and start building out those extra factories, though we are about to exceed our electricity margin by a pretty big amount here. Let's go ahead and modify our agreement with Milwaukee. To do this, I need to have a VP of operations, so let's see if we can't hire someone for that job. Let's see, a workaholic and easygoing, organized. This person could work for me. Daily delivery cost minus 10%. Yeah, sure, Samuel Farley, you're hired. Now, this person should be able to negotiate with the city and offer to expand their infrastructure at our own dime. Like I said, Ronald Big Money is a philanthropist. But this means we'll start making a lot of extra beer, and we need to go to our deliveries and make sure we expand that appropriately. So ideally, we'll deliver about 24 cases of beer per day, though I do need to expand my bottle purchases So let's go and talk to our buddy, who likes me quite a lot, so I'd like to think we can renegotiate our contract terms, and he can sell me 63 pallets every 8 days. That is just barely under what I need, and I mean barely. So I think we'll just go ahead and have to accept that. So we're just going to expand our purchase substantially. Let's see if we can't expand how much we are selling right now. We're selling about 6 cases per day. If I do this, I'll sell, what, 12 per day? I can afford to do that. Let's go ahead and boost up medium sales. I need to work toward a large sale agreement anyway to satisfy my investor. Ooh, union recognition. What? No, what do you mean my workers want to unionize? Are you not satisfied? Ah, God. You know what? No. You are going to do individual negotiations. Nothing else is acceptable. Oh, they're angry with me. They're angry with me. It's fine, probably. Maybe if I spend some money on some luxury housing, that will shut them up. Sure, it'll be a lot cheaper to do that than to actually give in to the union. No, wait, what do you mean? They're striking already? God, no. I can wait you out. I've got lots of beer sitting in my warehouse. I'm in no danger of not making my quota. I can wait on this. I'll bet you guys give in before I do. We're gonna union bust. Oh, they're really mad at me though. Really, really mad. Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling this is gonna work out really badly for me. Oh no. This is not how I expected this video to go. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect that this was gonna turn into a thing against the unions, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, see? They gave up. They properly gave up. Oh no. I guess a few weeks without a paycheck is too much for some. Oh boy, this is gonna come back to bite me. Now, I did just get a random event that I wasn't expecting, which just put me in control of a bit of land with some sand somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Sand. Interesting. Wait a minute. With some sand, I could very easily turn that into some glass. I would just need to find a way to get some soda. I need to find someone who can sell me some soda so I can manufacture glass, so I can manufacture bottles, so I can expand my operation substantially. Because right now that is the #1 thing that is slowing me down over here. I can't buy any more bottles. This guy is tapped out, at least until he's willing to give me a much bigger order. Which actually would be pretty soon, to be fair. Very soon he will be willing to sell me a lot more. Okay, if that's the case, let's expand operations once again. Can we negotiate a bigger shipment yet? Because I'd really like to do that. There we go. Large sales. Okay, so right now we're selling about 12 cases a day. Bump this up to, what, about 14.5 cases a day? That's not even that bad. It's just fast-paced. We can handle that easily. Yeah, sign the contract. There we go. So now what is our investor upset about? Nothing. We actually should be getting a accolade in just a moment. There it is. We have met one of our investment obligations. Good. What comes next? Build 10 more barley fields. That's a lot of barley. Hello, who's this? A new investor? Ah, always a good sign when people want to throw money at you. Manufacture whiskey, huh? Milwaukee whiskey, huh? Okay, yeah. Large whiskey and vodka sales. Interesting. We might need to expand my alcohol empire. Let's start expanding our network of connections. There's gotta be someone in this world. Hello? Theodore Powell? Soda? Sand? Sulfur? Seems reasonable. Let's go for an introduction. Hi! Let's have lunch. Theodore Powell, you can buy soda? Hold it. This might change things a little bit. Hold on. Yes, I can buy drums of soda. Okay, hang on. That means it's time to expand beyond just manufacturing beer. No, now I need to start making my own bottles too, which would be good because currently I'm out of bottles and all my beer production has failed. It's fine. Let's go for some sort of a manufacturing facility. What do I need to do in order to get the sand? Do I need a mining complex? I think I do. Hold on. Sand excavation tech. This is why we have science. Buy it. Okay, now I can get myself a mining complex placed out over here. So let the sand mining operations begin. Glass manufacturing complex ahoy. And wait, is the glass manufacturing not what I need? No! Gosh, dang it, I don't have enough science, no. Okay, wait, yes, hang on, hold on, wait, no, this does me no good for now. This does me no good because I'm 1 tech short. Crap, I need to get some science going. I need to get it going fast. Let's hire a VP of research. Do we want to attend some trade shows? Yes? maybe he will discover a useful technology. I don't know. I mean, we're getting 10 research a day. I could boost that a little bit further. If I went to, let's say, my headquarters, or actually any of my other complexes, since I am a very special type of leader, let's say these satellite network connections, there we go. Costs a lot of electricity, but we could place a bunch of these down, and that also generates some extra science points. I don't know. Let's see what our VP can do first. Oh, and the unions again, huh? Fine, go away. We got 138 research for going to that seminar. Oh, ain't that nifty. Right, start a Skunk Works project. How long will this take? 30 days! Let's give it a go. We got 161 points. No, that was not worth it. Not even remotely worth it. Not this time. It's probably worth more sometimes and less other times, but this time, no, absolutely not. So let's go ahead and get our glass manufacturing tech. Now we are ready to start. So, we're going to need 10 sand and 1 soda in order to make 5 glass. How much sand do we produce? Theoretically, about 40 tons. Ooh, that's a lot. So even if I took half of that, I need to have at least 2 blast furnaces. Okay, and then to get bottles, I need 1 glass mix, 4 bottles. This is going to be a lot of bottles, guys. This is going to be a lot of bottles, I can already tell. 2 blast furnaces it is. I need to go ahead and start buying some Coke. Let's see, who sells me the soda? Why did I call it Coke? Because it's soda. And Coke is soda. Coke is a different product. Whatever, it's fine. I need 2 drums a day, so this is exactly what I'm looking for. Buy it? All right, so we're going to build a very large manufacturing plant here for our glass, but if this works, we're going to save ourselves a pretty hefty chunk of money. I mean, I should be able to produce more than enough bottles to offset this right here. That's $20,000 per delivery every few days. That's a pretty good amount of profit. What are we missing as far as our inputs, by the way? We've got nowhere near enough barley. Wait, how did we run out of barley? What's happened over here? Are we not producing any barley? Guys! It's the off-season. Of course we don't have any barley. Of course we don't. Right, time to go ahead and start buying again. Oh, boo. It's fine, it's fine. Temporarily, I'll buy all your stupid barley, okay? It's gonna be great. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Norman Nelson, how are you planning on canceling our arrangement? How dare you? No. Before you do anything hasty, let's have lunch. Let me get a little bit of influence on you. Let's go play golf. I don't think you understand. I've invested literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in this because of your Coke. I need your Coke. There, see, now I have 28 influence over you. Hold on. There we go. That changes things. Haha. Rethink things. 20 influence gone. I keep the Coke for now. Amazing what a little bit of a bribe and some lunch can do, huh? Okay, the manufacturing facility is just about done, waiting for the loading docks to get built, and we can start deliveries. Huzzah! Sand, need 20 tons delivered a day. Soda, only need 2. So now we're producing our pallets of glass, which will automatically go to the bottle factory, so we are producing several pallets of bottles a day. This is working. Take a look at resources. We are currently overproducing bottles by about 7 a day and overproducing glass, unsurprisingly. It says I'm overproducing barley, but I don't totally believe it. So can we pull back on our bottle purchases and save some money? The answer should be yes. I mean, 7 a day, that's like less than half of what we're doing now. Yeah, that actually is almost exactly half. That's about what I can afford. Yeah, perfect. Save me that cash. So now we don't have that much of a surplus. Good. I mean, heck, is there anything else I can figure out what to do with glass that would be worthwhile here? I don't think I have everything I need to make dang light bulbs. That's gonna take a lot of other stuff. No, I literally have no use for this much glass either. We'll sell the excess. Looks like we just finished another one of our investor obligations. Oh, there we go. We finished 6 packs. So technically, I just need to build a whole load of barley fields, and I think we actually finish up with this investor entirely. Well, that's easily done. Hold on. You see, I just bought all this beautiful land here in the back, so I can do this. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we have indeed finished out with our investor, which now means we have 2 additional maps available to us. Do I want to go to Chandler, Arizona, or Peoria, Illinois? Let's go to Illinois. But I'm not leaving here yet. I'm not done. We can make more money. Specifically, maybe I don't care about this investor anymore. Maybe it's time to look for another one. This guy wants me to make cheap garbage beer. We could do it. I mean, I don't know that I really want to, but I could. Why undercut my own brand? I guess with a cheap line for the lower income folks. But maybe I want to chase the high-income folks. Whiskey and vodka. Yes, I think this is what I want. I also get 2 new technologies for doing this. Do it. We have a new investor, ladies and gentlemen. He's given me a lot of money to set up a whole new production line. What would it take for me to start making some whiskey? Whiskey requires corn, lumber, and bottles. Well, I do know how to make the bottles. I know how to make the corn. I don't do it, but I know how. Lumber would be something new for me, though. Do we have what it takes for things like the lumber factory? A sawmill, tree farming? I would need to acquire tree farming. We can do that. So what about the vodka? Because that's obviously got to be made by, like, potatoes and stuff, right? No, it's a wheat vodka. Okay. Well, wheat and bottles in a special factory, which we have. Do I have any technology for wheat? I don't think we need anything. Do I? Crop farming? I've already got it. So, no, this is just about to become a massive agricultural effort. Well, frick me, we better go ahead and start acquiring a lot of land. It's not insanely expensive, like $25,000 per plot. We're making lots of money, that's not an issue. So let's set up a new farming complex. What do we want to do first? I guess vodka would be the easiest to do. So maybe we should just start growing a load of wheat. How much would it take for us to get wheat, out of curiosity? 40 bushels every 24 days in the right season? Like, would this be enough of a field to start? Probably. It feels decent. Good God, I'm really having a hard time keeping my scale going right now. I'm literally sorting through every business in the directory, even the ones I don't know, looking for any sort of a contact to find somebody who is willing to sell me hops. Like, I'm taking Theodore Powell out to lunch just so I can get enough influence points to then ask him to introduce me to the person who works in the hops field. Is it starting to feel a little desperate? Yes, but apparently the farms are not producing what they need to. So I feel like in those cases, you do what it takes, dang it. You find work for your people. And you also greatly expand the hop production, since, you know, they're supposed to be in season and growing right now, dang it. Maybe I just don't have enough hop farmers. Could that be a thing? I don't know. Maybe. We'll hire more. Hop to it. Hop to it. I'm funny. Yeah, this hops shortage has caused a massive issue. Not only did I end up paying several penalties with my main clients because I didn't deliver on time, I actually had to go and pause our contract, which really upset them. And now I'm watching my money drain away. Woohoo! We're on the edge of a knife. Things can change quickly, it turns out, but that's not gonna stop me from going to fancy lunches. Now, do we want to go ahead and start expanding out into some whiskey distilling, or the vodka distilling, I mean to say? We could do that now. I certainly should have the bottles to go around for it still, so if we want to, the infrastructure's in place. Yeah, I think we go ahead and diversify our market just a little bit. Okay, wheat delivered, extra bottles delivered. So now I'll be producing 8 cases of vodka. It's probably not enough, but it's something. So if I wanted to sell my vodka, what would it take? Tell you what, for now, I'll just sell to her. She's an ongoing customer. She likes me despite all the problems that we had. And this will be another consistent source of income for me. 60,000 per delivery, actually, even better. So actually, vodka is going to be worth a freaking ton. And it's not even that hard to make. It's actually pretty darn easy. Let's go ahead and expand out a few more operations since I'm currently sitting on a pretty hefty chunk of money. We are going to start the mass corn farming in preparation for the proper whiskey. Also, really happened to expand out my wheat a fair bit more. Like, we're still not producing enough wheat. I thought we had a pretty good amount. Turns out we did not. That's fine, though. We're getting somewhere. We're even farming out some trees. And we'll also take the wood I'm producing, get that into a timber product line so we can start making some of the planks. We're going to have to start expanding our alcohol production quite a bit here as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to fulfill my investors' goals with just a couple of vodka distilleries or a couple of whiskey facilities. We need a bunch of them, as long as the farms can keep up, which is easier said than done, but gosh dang it, I'm trying. Let's see, how are we doing as far as our corn? We have 500 some bushels coming through there. Plenty of wheat, starting to produce that whiskey. The vodka's looking great. Yeah, we should be able to make a pretty hefty penny here. Even if I only sell 3 cases a day, no big deal, that's $40,000. But what was the goal for my investor again? I think he wanted me to have large sales. Yeah, so we have to basically just keep selling stuff for a very long time before we can finish these out. Got it. I mean, we can pick up another investor, right? I mean, we could go for the cheap beer. We could become a research and development office. That's a thing. In fact, wait a minute. How many... Can I just Wait, can I just do this like right now? I just need to build an R&D office. I already produce all the research points. This is almost instantaneous. I just have to build some more of these satellite network connections. Hold on. This is gonna be easy. And there it is. That was the easiest investor ever. Ultimately, it looks like I can take on like 5 of them at a time, and that is how I would end up meeting this campaign map. So there's a lot more for Mr. Big Money to do. That said, Mr. Big Money has indeed made some very big money. I think we can feel pretty good about ourselves there. Very good indeed. Yeah, there's a lot in this game, an absolute ton. I think that managing agricultural products is a little bit more annoying than some others, only because you really are dependent on these crops. So maybe the best thing to do is never sell more than half of your production so it lasts through the fallow years. That probably would have been the smarter way to go, but I didn't think of it. Therefore, it's my fault, not Mr. Big Money's fault. In the meantime, though, it clearly worked. We made a stupid amount of money, and I'm feeling pretty good. And remember that I'm only scratching the surface in terms of resources. There are so many in this game of varying difficulty. We took the relatively easy stuff. It gets so much harder. So yeah, there's a ton in this game. If you enjoy factory business tycoons, managing all of the connections, managing all the production chains, there's a lot in this game for you, 100%. In the meantime, though, I want to say again a very big thank you to the publisher for sponsoring today's video. It's been fun. And if you guys would like to learn more about Rise of Industry 2, there will be a link in the description down below, and I would encourage you to click on that. Otherwise, please consider hitting that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.